Hey, hello fellas. Frankie here. Frankie Day here on YouTube. Okay guys, I'm too busy this thing. Okay guys, excuse me. The video for today is going to be video number 9 on my CSS Alabama. I got tired of looking at this thing. Captain Sims is mad at me. Kearsarge, the Alabama's mad at me, and right now they're starting to forgive me and starting to feel a little better towards me now. I'm going to get her done. Okay guys, there's going to be 2 videos. Tomorrow is going to be my day off. I'm off 2 days. So tomorrow, so please stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I'm going to have video number 2 on my online build of the Airfix 1/72 scale Victor bomber. And it's going to probably be about 2 or 3 parts like the last one until I figure out the software where I can edit all these frames in the one video. And so I got to get hot on that, guys. A lot of things I've been slacking off on, and just between building models and working and life in general, it just takes you away from everything. But fortunately, not away from these too much. Okay, guys. Right now, I'll do some tidying up on this, and I've got pretty well dusted off real well. No dust on it at all. And as long as she's been sitting around, I'm very surprised this thing wasn't very dusty. And anyway, the dust in this model room in here, all my models and everything, my man cave, it's like that of talcum powder. You just, you give a blow, it disappears. It's not gritty. It just blows off, and so it makes it very easy to dust and clean. Like a while ago, I was cleaning one of the jolly boats off on my Kearsarge. Okay, guys, on this video 9 is going to be show you how much I've done on it, tidied it up. I got it cleaned up real well, and I'm going to start re-rigging up the main 4 cells, the business 4 cells, and also your main 4 cells. I'll start adding my gasket lines on them, and rigging follow. I ain't very much rigging left to do this thing. All I got to do is rig the mainmast, and also the mizzenmast is already rigged. Ain't nothing on the mizzenmast but a spanker and the Spencer mast. That's about it, and everything else is just more or less circled around the mainmast to get the sails on, and which would be no problem. So I'm going to get the running rigging on and get the sails on first before I add the running rigging. That way I won't mess up the running rigging once I lash on the sails to the yards on top of the jack stays. Okay, guys, she was a dirty girl, but she's clean now. And we'll take the camera and we'll take a look at how much I got done on her, and discuss more in the video. All right, guys, here she is. She's pretty well like she was in the background on the previous video that was done when she was laid idled up for a while. But now she's good and clean, and she looks good. I got the gasket lines on the mainsail all done. I got to work on the main lines aft and get them done. Right in this area here, we'll take a little close-up view. This area right here, fellas, I got the gaskets on the mainsail where they slide, these actually are triced inward towards the mast. The sails are instead of up to this. Instead of tricing the sail up to the Spencer mast, Spencer yard, on top of the mainmast, the sail itself will be triced in more this direction here as it's pulled in. So the gaskets right there I showed you a while ago are their fixed stays only. And for Panzerman's Bell's bunker, I will add crew figures on this thing. This kit was very generous at the time. The company, they always like to give you some figures to put on here. I got to tighten up the shrouds a little bit too, fellas. Right now I got the yards all done, so I got to be able to get the sails all pre-rigged on there, and drill some holes on the deck, add my pad eyes, and glue my tie my blocks off. I was dusting off that jolly boat right there. Had some dust inside there. I got 2 more starboard I got installed and done. So this thing is I'm hoping I should have this done by tomorrow. I should have the final reveal and get this build closed and posted. Okay, guys, like I say, it wasn't very much done on it as opposed to the last video. And I don't have very much rigging to do on this thing. And if anybody, this for Philo, he likes the Alabama. He's been getting on me a few times about getting it done. And so, Philo, this is just for you, buddy. I'm gonna get this thing done after all, get it all squared away. And I'd love to see your Alabama. As a matter of fact, I'll think I'll go to your channel and check things out. Okay, guys. Like I say, this really hasn't changed that much opposed to the last video. I spent all night long last night cleaning this thing up, all day yesterday cleaning this thing up, and she's actually about as clean as the day I shut down ship's work on her. And right here, they gave me some crew figures. They got a bunch of them. They're all painted. They came off the sprues, and off the sprue right here. The ones that's missing on the sprue are inside a little box right there. I got them in there for safekeeping. I'm gonna give these fellas some wash, take the lines a little bit and position them. And I got Captain. Here's Captain Sims right here. I'm gonna have him stand on top of the bridge on the bridge wing. The other crew figures are very posable figures. They go anywhere. So I will be adding crew figures on this thing, and it'll keep me busy. This is a beautiful ship, the CSS Alabama, the Confederate Raider. She was the only one of her type that had a feature that a lot of them didn't have. They had the retractable screw. And the retractable screw was made for two purposes. If this thing ever got in harm's way, it needed to get the hell out as fast as it can, any way it can. They more or less retracted the screw by, you had two men on the tiller thing here. See it go up, guys? See how it goes up? Then it goes back down. It trices up. It's retractable. And that's a good feature on the Alabama, what they used. And like I say, it was a triple fast engine on here. And like I say, if it got caught into a bunch of it to the enemy, they can lower down that screw, engage it to the stuffing tube, fire up the boilers, and get those guys turning to at the end of a bullwhip, and stoke that boiler as fast as you can, and get this thing out of harm's way, and it did. That's why they couldn't catch her. She steamed out too quickly. The Kearsarge had a single screw too, but it had one flaw, is that they used up way too much coal to keep running power all the time, and when they shut down the boilers and used them for they shut down the boilers and started to go for sail. But the screw itself caused a lot of drag because it was dragging through the water. By tricing up the screw on this Alabama, she can get out in a hurry anytime she wants to, and not have to worry about it. And once the ships are out of sight, bring up the screw, hoist down the sails, underway ship's colors, we're out of here to the next pushover. Now, Captain Sims was a very, very polite sea captain. Anything to do with the northern ships, he blew them out of the water. But he did it the right way. He made sure that the crew got out safely and gave them food and destroyed the vessels. Pretty much, I think the tactics got that from the U-boat commanders back in World War I and World War II. I think they learned that tactic too from Captain Sims. The English were very, their sympathies more or less laid on the South, because the South needed money. They tested the North of the Yankee. And they needed a ship that can get in there and get out of there as fast as they can, any way it can. And Black and Head England, they designed this ship and built it. And they said, we'll build the ship for you, but you can arm it yourself. and he did. Captain Sims had a selective crew member on here. He armed it with the Delican guns, and he had 32 pounders, at least 6 of them, and the ship was a very, very dry ship because she had a high freeboard inside the gunnels on the deck, and Captain Sam says this ship was more than a vessel. She was my bride. And the Kearsarge was a very, very beautiful ship for a day and a short life. Out of Cherbourg, France, her and the mighty Kearsarge went, they locked horns. And by locking horns, the Kearsarge, to their horror, found out how come these cannonballs are bouncing off her hulk. I said, what gives? And one seaman on the Alabama said, my God, it's laid with chains. So the Kearsarge had chains wrapped all around the side of the ship. When the Belgian cannonballs were jettisoned from jettisoned to make contact to sink the Kearsarge, the cannonballs would literally just bounce off the sides. Just like that of the old Ironside, how she got her name, is when she dueled with the French. And the French, their cannonballs bounced out the hulls because they had rising frames and real hard oak they used. But in the case of the Kearsarge, she couldn't make any damage on the Alabama. She couldn't make any more damage on the Kearsarge just because her hull was laden with chains. And that kind of repeated the conjuncture of having damaged timbers from cannonballs from the Alabama. And the Alabama was destroyed. She stricken her colors to surrender. Crew got off safely. Captain Sims was held as prisoner of war, and he was exonerated for everything. A lot of them tried to vilify him as a pirate, but he wasn't. He was a Southern gentleman. Although he came from Maine, which is a northern state. But he didn't like the Yankee. He couldn't stand the northern people. So his sympathies more or less fought for the South. Okay, enough of the Alabama. Next time you see the Alabama, it'll be a final review. Okay, guys, it's Frankie Dave back here again. I'm going to take the shit's work on this thing. So I can get the mainsails gasket lines all secured on here, and I'll start. Put a few blocks on here and start the running rigging on the mainmast and add the sails and finish up also your vanes for your cross trees, which is your end haul trim lines to your yards down to the bulkheads, and I gotta make some rope coils and add the crew figures last. And she's ready, and I got a little shelf on my wall in my bedroom. Put it up there right above the other one in my house, my Andre Doria. That'll be that. Okay, guys, tomorrow is going to be online build number 2. It's going to be in 3 or 4 parts, so bear with me, fellas, so I figure out this editing on my software, so I can be able to edit all in one video set of parts. Okay, guys, this is Frankie Dave signing off. God bless you guys. Make Mama happy, and happy modeling. Please subscribe. And any tips on the Alabama you guys need, shoot them this way. I'll try to get my comments all in order. Cause I got loads of them out there I haven't commented on, but I read them, guys. I really do, and I'm very appreciative for your comments, and it touches me inside. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I gotta get to work on the Kearsarge for Captain Sims lays a cat of nine tails on me. Okay, boys. We'll catch y'all later, gentlemen. Have a good day, fellas. Happy modeling.